Hey, Jim, good to see you this morning.
Mary Kay, it's great to see you too. And only way it's better is if you and I were sitting across the table from each other right now in real life. So looking forward to that.
Hopefully that'll be very soon. Just
Hopefully.
like all of us working from home, I look at your office and it reminds me of one right here.
I apologize for that. My wife and I, who is our CFO for both companies, and actually I should say she's president of Copiana. She's behind me here, and then we've got college kids and high school and middle school kids spread all around this house.
Yeah,
So.
fun and games, family time.
Yep.
So, Jim, you are CEO of HighGrove Partners, and you mentioned Copiana, your other company. So will you tell us about both companies and what you do and what they are?
Yeah. So HighGrove is celebrating our 31st year. Very, very proud of that. Been in Atlanta, been in other markets over the years, but are squarely in Atlanta now. Very happy about that. So all commercial landscape. We have about 600 or 700 commercial properties around the city that we take care of and maintain. The funny thing is, we had a lot of people for years that had asked, particularly kind of back office staff, had asked if they could work from home. And we'd always been very reluctant because for me, I think, the ability to build a culture is very difficult when everybody's remote. And so, we felt like having everybody there was a good thing. Well, as we saw this thing coming on, we sent half the group home one day and sent the other half the next day, just kind of do a dry run to say, if we had to take this step, could we be prepared? Just to make sure everybody has connectivity issues and all that kind of stuff. Well, that was a Thursday and a Friday. And by the end of that weekend, we just told everybody at this point, stay home. So we are on our 7th week of sending everybody that is not an operations person out of all of our 4 locations in the city. So everybody's working remotely. And it has really begun, to see some really cool things about that. Obviously, everybody's familiar with the Zoom calls and this, that, and the other, and certainly we do that. I have a senior leadership meeting every day at 9 a.m. with my team. And one of the key things that we've driven all the way through this is that just because we're at home, just because the world's going through this, that, and the other, does not mean we can take our foot off the gas. If anything, we have to be working harder. When we think that we're done for the day, it's another step or two that we need to be taking to make certain that we're taking great care of our clients, because while we may be going through a lot, so are our clients. And in many cases, they're going through worse things. So how is it that we take care of them? We have the private company Facebook page, and we have a number of different ways through videos and other things that we're making sure that that culture that has gotten us to 31 years is still thriving and growing.
You've been very involved on the national level, the National Association of Landscape Professionals, as chairperson several years ago, and I know you continue involvement. Why do you feel it's important to be involved in an organization like that, or UAC?
Well, look, first and foremost, a lot of people don't think about that, about joining or getting involved and so forth until they need something. And I got to tell you, for those that don't know, the work that you and UAC have done for all of us throughout this city in terms of helping us to become an essential business and to make certain that we can continue to operate in this environment it's been complete yeoman's work. And every single landscape company in this city benefited from this, whether or not they're a member or not. This is the time when everybody needs to get involved. And you see right then and there the value when we were in a crisis. But more importantly, if you're involved all along, you can steer the direction that this industry goes. You can steer what legislators and other folks are thinking about us and the way that people view us as an industry.
Right. And we've come a long way in the last 15 years in Georgia, in particular, and I think on a national level too. And it's because of people like you and so many others are getting involved and showing that, we're professionals. Where do you see us going in the next few weeks? What are your hopes for your company?
Well, I guess I kind of fall on the side of, I still think we need to be a little cautious right at the moment. I think it's great that we're trying to reopen some stuff, and I think that's really good. I hope that every single company out there, every landscape company out there is following the CDC guidelines, I've had a bunch of folks say to me recently, well, it's all done now, right? And it's like, no, it's not all done, not even close. So we as an industry have got to stay vigilant. We got to make certain that we're still using the face mask, spreading people out. Nothing has changed for us to maintain ourselves as an essential workforce. And we don't need to put anybody else at risk by not operating.